Her Majesty the Queen famously said, didn't she, in the fullness of time. And I've mentioned that to you before here on the show, because I do sort of feel that it is true about all sorts of stories, whether it be the fun stories that we find out about our favourite Hollywood stars, or indeed just simple news stories that evolve over a period of time. You know, when you think about it, you look at these situations and we feel we know the full story, but clearly, you know, we don't. And that's I think, a part of the fascination, I don't know about you, that I find with the British monarchy. When you look back in history, of course, the stories that we felt we knew perhaps in our time, like about Wallace and all of that sort of stuff, then you find out there's definitely two sides to the story. Now, what's interesting here is, though, that Meghan Markle has been warned to back off, quite frankly, over the alleged damning report that was kept private by our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, over those bullying claims, and with good reason. Let me explain. Hi, terrific to see you today. You all right? Yes, thank you. No, it really is good. Yes, I'm glad. It's always nice to have your company. I know I say this, but it's nice to just share stories with you, and that's part of the channels. I would like to think the reason why we are successful as a team. You know, we are a team because without you, I'm not making the videos. Do you know what I mean? I share things with you because, as I said to you before, when I started the channel, it was really about the counteractedness of what, say, the mainstream media, the channels that I do report for, don't want to know. I just find it incredible when you say, well, we've got this story, and they say, not particularly interested, do this. And you think, right, okay. And that was part of the deal, that I thought, well, no, there's a bigger picture here. People are interested in the other side of the coin. A famous book, of course, by another Queen friend, Angela Kelly. But what's interesting here, and as ever, let me share this with you, because it is really damning. Only a couple of weeks ago now, we had a former aide to Harry and Meghan, Samantha Cohen, being very, shall we say, illustrious in her comments regarding what it was like to work for that particular royal circus at the time. Quote, like a couple of teenagers. And as we know, you know, the situation that went on in that Fiji market with Meghan Markle losing her top and all that sort of stuff. And then the stories that she came out with over the royal tours about the fake fire in the nursery. Absolute rubbish, you know. And when you think about it, no apology at all. We're supposed to just believe her version of events. What's emerging, though, and I do find this particularly exciting in many respects, because as we know, the private investigation launched by our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth, was really to get to the bottom of it. You know, they were basically saying that they didn't know where the bullying allegations came from, allegedly, and of course staff were leaving in their droves, some so driven by the extreme measures that they felt they had to work under, were looking for therapy. Apparently so. I've met one or two of these people along the way, and you know, I believe their stories. You know, they're absolutely shell-shocking. And I think what's really gone wrong is this, that Prince Harry, who they all spoke very nicely about previously in his normal royal life, apparently just literally changed almost unrecognisable to the person he became. Well, he suddenly became engaged and then married to Meghan Markle. But what's interesting about her team now that are trying to rebrand her is this Princess Meghan of Nigeria, and of course this lifestyle influencer with her brand American Riviera Orchid or whatever. Well, don't push it, because you know the king is a different kettle of fish. And what's emerged and what's going to be very difficult now is for them to keep a lid on it. There is proof, there is background, and as ever we have to say allegedly. Now with Meghan and Harry, it's very difficult now for them to stack up their story back. Not just because, of course, of Meghan's lies about the secret wedding and, as I said, the aforementioned fire in the nursery, but then Harry basically saying it may have not been true, of course, about his illicit drug taking in his book Spare. What is true from the Sussexes? And really, that's why you're now seeing a complete silence about wanting this out in the open. Apparently, all eyes are just hoping they'll refocus on that. But there's trouble brewing over here in the United Kingdom, because not everybody wants to walk away from it. They feel they've been silenced too long. And this really is a time bomb waiting to explode. Whatever Meghan thinks, it's far from over. Whether Harry feels he can put a lid on it remains to be seen. But more importantly, as he returns now back to the UK for another fleeting visit, he may wish he'd never started this counter-attack, as it were. One way or another, things are looking very heated, literally right now. Neil Sean in the very heart of Kensington.